Hi, and welcome back to my channel, you guys. So today's travel video is all about traveling alone, and I have some tips and things I need you to think about. So let's jump right on in. So number one, decide on your destination. And you need to do that whether you're traveling alone or with a group. Decide on your destination. Maybe you have a dream destination, or maybe you just need to get away and the destination doesn't matter that much. Make sure your destination has a safe reputation. You guys have got to do your homework. So especially if you're anytime, but especially if you're traveling alone, you need to know that where you're going has a safe reputation. We all are aware of what is going on in other parts of the world that I will not name because we're not talking about that today. So you've got to know what is the reputation for where you're going. And like I said, that's no matter whether you're going alone or with a group. Number two, book solo-friendly accommodations. Book a homestay, a hotel, a hostel, B&B, or small inn that is particularly good for solo travelers. And you can find that out again. If you're searching for that, you can find it. If you have a travel agent, you can ask him or her to look into that for you, because you do want to pick accommodations that are solo friendly. Now granted, all hotels, you can check in, but even if you're by yourself, but there's some places you might just prefer being by yourself because there are other people like you that are going to be there. Plus, you never know who you just might meet. Okay. Number three, pack light. To avoid having to pay extra baggage fees, I would suggest that you pack as light as possible. And again, I would suggest this for anybody traveling. And what you don't want to do is get to, and I've only had this happen, I think maybe twice in my lifetime, where I got to the airport and you have to put your suitcase on that scale. Yeah, that bag weighed more than 50 pounds. I had to pay a little extra, that overage charge. I forget what it was. So after the second time that happened, I was like, you know what? No more. Never again will I get myself caught up in that situation. So pack as light as possible. And I know for ladies, we like to pack a whole bunch of stuff because we're planning on changing clothes 3 times a day. Well, if you don't really have to, why pack all that stuff? I'm just saying. Number 4, be sure to pack your charging cords for all of your devices. Nothing worse than going out of town and realizing that you forgot your charger at home. Now you've got to go out and purchase what you already have at home. And God forbid you go out of town and you take your iPad or whatever tablet you may have, your iPhone or whatever phone you may have, and you have not one charger for it. Or even worse, you take your laptop and you have no cord for that laptop. I've had that happen once, only once. That was one time too many, and I had to go to a Radio Shack to purchase a charging cord. Actually, no, it was the Staples that I went to get a charging cord for my iPad. So please make sure you have that. One of the worst feelings in the world is going on vacation and forgetting your chargers. Number 5, protect your identity while on travel. And I cannot stress that enough. I actually should have opened up this video by saying that. If you're going to be using public Wi-Fi on your travels, or if you expect you'll need to do some online banking or use your credit card, it's advisable to use a VPN. And if you're not sure what a VPN is, it is a virtual private network. I don't know about you, but I can do my banking right here on my phone, so I don't have to worry about logging into anybody's computer, because I always take my laptops with me when I travel, so I don't do my banking on those because I'm using the Wi-Fi of the hotel. If I have to do my banking, I can access all of my accounts right here on this phone. So, but if you don't have that option, or maybe you don't want to use your phone for that purpose, and you do want to use your iPads, or I'm sorry, your laptops, your iPads, or what have you, get you a VPN. They don't cost that much. You can go to, I've seen them on Amazon. I know for a fact, as a matter of fact, I'm just in my mind's eye, I know for a fact that AT&T has them, so you can go there as well. But make sure you have that, because you do want to be careful about accessing personal information over an open network, because you just never know who's tapping into it. And I'm also going to say this, I didn't have this in my notes, but also, whenever you travel, always let your bank know that you're traveling. I never thought about that. And until I was in Michigan last year for my uncle's retirement, I had to call my bank for something. And I mentioned to the guy that, I was out of town. And he said, you didn't let us know you were out of town. And my first thought was, well, who the hell are you that I need to tell you I'm out of town? And he said, anytime you're traveling, always let your bank know that you're out of town. That way, if there are some charges, because we're using our bank cards, credit cards, things like that, then they know that they're possibly legitimate charges because they're aware that you're out of town. You just simply call up your bank. You say, hey, I just want to note my account that I'm going to be out of town from this date to this date, and this is where I'm going. Or if you're going different places, you can tell them all of that too, just to protect yourself. Because I cannot tell you how awful it is to go on vacation. You come back, find out that someone's gotten a hold of your information and cleaned your bank account out. It has not happened to me, but because of where I work, I've seen this happen before. So you just want to make sure that you are securing all of your stuff, okay? Number 6, ask for help from trusted sources, you guys. And this, again, it's not just a solo traveler thing. It's for anybody that's traveling. If you are unsure of things, ask for help. Standing around looking lost and confused will not get you anywhere, and it makes it obvious, okay, that you are a tourist and you're potentially setting yourself up to be robbed. So if you're not sure about something, go into a store and ask for help if you're not sure which way to go to get where you need to be. One of the things that I like to do when I travel is I will go downstairs to the concierge desk and I'll say, hey, I'm looking for ABC or XYZ, and they can tell you exactly where you know to get there, because see, they already know you're on vacation. But you don't want to go out in the street asking people for help, because you're just, again, setting yourself up to be robbed. And trust me, everywhere you go, there's always somebody or somebody's standing around waiting to rob an unsuspected visitor because they look like a tourist. Either you're walking around with your camera around your neck, and my cameras both have the neck strap. I usually just put it on my arm or put it in my bag. I don't walk around with it around my neck. Not that I can't, but that's just not something I choose to do. But like I said, you don't want to set yourself out there too much, because then you're screaming, hey, I'm a tourist, come rob me. Be careful about that, okay? Number 7, know which direction you're headed. Study a map of your destination. Get a sense of direction using major landmarks like Central Park in New York City, or the CN Tower in Toronto. This will help you explore cities more safely. And again, go to your concierge desk and ask for help. But do not just walk up to somebody with a map and go, hey, do you know how to get to so-and-so? No, because you're screaming tourist and you're setting yourself up. Number 8, stay low-key. I can't stress this enough either. Stay low key. And again, this isn't just for solo travelers, it's for everybody. Don't flash jewelry or expensive cameras and electronics. Be discreet to avoid unwanted attention. Okay? So, if you have on your Tiffany necklace and matching Tiffany necklace and bracelet set, or some other expensive jewelry that you're wearing, God, I cannot stand thunder, you guys. This is freaking me out. So you already know how much you paid for that, okay? So to wear that kind of stuff out, guess what? Other people know too. Trust and believe. You're not the only one that knows jewelry. Other people know as well. So I want you to stay low key. Don't take all your flashy jewelry with you when you go on vacation. Leave that stuff at home. Okay, because you don't want to get robbed. Now, I wear my Pandora bracelet everywhere I go. I have another one downstairs too. But, Pandora is not expensive in a sense of, I'm talking about expensive jewelry. I'm talking about those 20 karat gold earrings, stud earrings that you have, or that huge rock that you wear on your finger, or that necklace, that bracelet, whatever it is. If it's super expensive, I would say leave it in the safe in your hotel. That's your safest option. If you just have to travel with it, lock it in that safe. Don't go out and about the city with all your expensive stuff on, because again, you're asking just to be robbed. Okay, work with me. Number 9, take day tours. Only because you're traveling alone and it'll be a lot safer. Okay, and now if you just can't take a day tour, you just have to do one in the evening, that's fine. But again, be careful of your surroundings, because everybody that may look like a tourist may not necessarily be a tourist, because guess what? People that are out to commit crimes, they blend in with everybody else around you. So you never know who's a tourist and who's out to just try to get you. So along that note, don't go to anybody's room. If you're out and about, and maybe you meet somebody at the bar or at dinner and they say, hey, why don't you come on back to my room for some drinks? You say, you know what, thank you, but no thank you. I'm good. Out in a public place, that's fine. It's limited now, but fine. Don't tell them all your business, your whole life story, none of that. They don't even know where you live, where you work. They don't even know any of that kind of stuff. But do not invite them back to their room, to your room, and for God's sake, don't go to their room. You've got to think smart, okay? especially traveling by yourself. So when you're traveling alone and going out at night, safety first. So plan your transportation wisely. If it's light outside when you go out, likely you won't need a taxi to get where you're going. But if it's dark when you get ready to come back, I would advise you to do that. Or Uber. Uber, taxi, what's the other one? Not Uber. I can't think of the other one, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Any of those types of services. Y'all, this thunder is out of control. So, number one, confirm it's safe to travel where you're going. Again, your concierge desk can help you with that. So, before leaving, ask your concierge or the desk clerk whether the place that you're planning to go to is fun and safe. Because if it's not, guess what? They're going to say, oh, no, you don't want to go there. You want to go and check out. Instead of going to ABC, they might tell you you might want to check out XYZ. Number two, stay sober. Y'all, I cannot stress this enough. Stay sober. Drink very responsibly so that you have your wits about you. Never leave your drink unattended. Let me tell you something. I don't even leave my drink unattended at work. If I had, now I'm in an office now, but back when I didn't have an office, a few years, well, in my other agency, I didn't have an office. So if I had to go somewhere and I left my soda on my desk or my bottle of water, when I came back, I threw it in the trash and got a new one. You know why? Because you just never know. I like to think that, nobody would touch my stuff, but you just never know. So never leave your drink unattended, and you always want to stay sober because, again, people will take advantage of you. So when you're not sober, guess what? You already 10 sheets in the wind, 10 shades in the wind, not sheets. and someone is saying, dang, look at her, or look at him, drunk as I don't know what. Yeah, we're going to go rob them. Stay sober. Number three, leave a note. In your hotel room, you might want to leave a note as to where you're going, where you've gone, and when you expect to be back. This is, when I saw that, I thought, okay, I've never thought of that one. But it actually makes sense because guess what? God forbid you don't come back and, the maids come in to turn down your room or clean your room and there's a note on your bed and they find it. Maybe they'll take it to the front desk, take it to the manager or something because they're like, hey, you know what? This person hasn't been in the room for the last 2 days, but this note's been on the bed. So that's always a great option. If you're traveling alone, send a text to someone. Just say, hey, you know what? I'm going out for the evening. I'm going to go down to the local bar and grill to grab something to eat. And then after that, I'm going to go take in a movie and I'll be back to my room. But always let somebody know where you're going. And it's not just for traveling by yourself. It's traveling, period. Okay? Number four, connect with the staff. Chat with the bartender or your server because they'll look out for you. And that made me think about when we went to, Lord, it escapes me at the moment. We went to, Lord, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, it was work travel. And so we were sitting at this bar, me and two other co-workers. And I'm not a bar person. But we were sitting there, he was asking us questions. Hey, where you ladies from? And so we said D.C. because, if you say Maryland, they say, oh, Baltimore. Like that's the only part of Maryland. And so, when you do that, you now establish a rapport with that bartender or with your waitress, especially if you go to this same little cafe, maybe to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they're more apt to look out for you, especially if you're traveling by yourself. Number five, be a bit coy. So if a conversation starts, introduce yourself and your first name only. Leave by yourself and by taxi or Uber, and don't tell people where you're staying. Didn't I mention that earlier? If you're out of town, be it by yourself or with a group, you don't have to tell people where you're staying. You don't give them your whole name. You don't tell them where you live, where you work. That's none of their business. You are there on vacation or for work or whatever reason you're there for. You're by yourself. Why would you want to give all that information to someone? Because guess what? They can now take that information and go search you on... They can search you on Google. They can search you on social media platforms. So you don't need that. Let me tell you a little secret. When I travel, I have a traveling name. My traveling name is Olive Maraschino. That's it. And people look at me and go, huh? Yes, that's my name. Olive Maraschino. That's all you need to know about me. Number six. Number six, keep your valuables safe. We talked about that. Carry a small purse, preferably one that crosses your body, or if you don't have to, don't take one at all. I talked about using the safe if you're in your room if possible, and if not, leave all your valuables at home. If you don't have to have it, one second. excuse me, if you don't absolutely have to have it, leave it at home. It'll be waiting for you when you get back. But using a small purse, as I'm thinking about it, I use my Coach bag. I like this one because when I'm traveling, I need to. This thing is heavy. It's just because I have a bunch of change in this front pocket. But I like to take this one with me because I can put it right across my body and keep it moving. Absolutely love it because I don't have to worry about, because I have some big purses and I'm looking around. I have some big Coach bags. I'm talking about big ones. So I don't want to travel with those. Why? Because this is easier for me to manage. I can put it right across my body, and truth be told, I can fix the strap so I can put it around my waist if I chose to, but I don't. I put it across the body, and I don't have to worry about somebody walking up, snatching my bag off my arm, because see, this one is going across my body, and the chances of you getting it off are slim to none. But with the purse on my shoulder, and you're walking along, they can just walk up, grab it, and it's gone in no time. So just be safe, you guys. Be safe. Let me do a quick recap, and I promise I'll let you be. So today I talked about traveling alone, and I gave you some safety tips. Number one, I said decide on your destination, right? Because you want to make sure specifically, well, because you need to know where you're going, but also to make sure your destination is safe. Then you want to book solo-friendly accommodations. Do your research. Find out what places are perfect for people traveling alone. Pack light. Don't overpack because it's going to cost you at the airport, and you don't need to be trying to drag around this big old suitcase. Take only what you need. Now, let me say this, when it comes to underclothes, I'm always going to pack extra because you just never know what may happen. But if you don't have to take 50 million outfits per day because you're not going to be changing clothes like that. Number 4, be sure to pack charging cords for all of your devices because you don't want to have to get where you're going and then have to buy new ones. Number 5, protect your identity while you're traveling. You need to do that at all costs. At all costs. Ask for help from trusted sources. Always think of your concierge desk first, or the people at the front desk when you need help. Number 7, know which direction that you're headed. Don't go out there looking around, you looking up all at the sky like this going, I wonder where. No, don't do that because you set yourself out there as being a tourist. Number 8, stay low key. You don't have to wear flashy jewelry and flashy clothes and shoes and things like that. Just, be low key. Just be calm. You don't have to act like you've never been nowhere. Number 9, take day tours if possible. Now, if there's something you want to do and it's in the evening, okay, just be careful. But if at all possible, do day tours. And then we talked about going out at night and being safe. Number 1, I said confirm that it's safe to travel where you're going, because where you're going may not be safe to travel at night. Number 2, I said stay sober. You need to be in your right mind at all times when you're traveling. Heck, you need to be in your right mind, period, no matter what, but especially when you're traveling. Number 3, leave a note. Leave a note in your hotel room. You can leave one with the concierge desk if you choose to, but you can just leave it right in your room, on your bed, on the pillow, on the table about where you're going and when you're going to be back. Number 4, connect with the staff. When you go out to eat, talk to the bartender, talk to the waiters and the waitresses because they will have your back. Number 5, be a bit coy. I talked about when you're meeting new people, just give them your first name. You don't have to give them your whole name. You don't have to give them your whole bio, where you work, where you're from, where you grew up, who your mom's maiden name is. They don't need to know all of that about you. Come up with a traveling name. Mine is Olive Maraschino, and I like it. Number 6, keep your valuables safe. Carry, I showed you my little Coach bag. Something like that. It doesn't have to be Coach, but it goes across your body. Something small, or a small purse, period, that you can pull across your body. You are an easy target when we carry, ladies, those big purses on your arms, those hobo bags, or whatever you want to call it. It's easy for somebody to snatch that thing off and keep right on going. Keep your stuff safe. And that is all you need to do to stay safe while you're traveling. So I want to say thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I want to say thank you so much to those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. And you guys, I'm so sorry about all this thunder that you're hearing outside because it is pouring down raining. But there's nothing I can do about that. And I want to say, if you stumbled across this video by accident, honey, there are no accidents. Go and hit that subscribe button. Tap that bell because I don't want you to miss anything. And always know that I love you guys. I love you so much. Always have, always will. Now, having said all of that, I look forward to seeing you on travel somewhere, not necessarily solo, but on travel somewhere in the world. Until next time, take care.